Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that is one of only two premium SPGs in the game, and this one is located on the defending spawn of Ghost Town Assault under the command of Mr. B of BUSA. Yes, I do know his name says something else, but if I actually mention that name, YouTube would demote my video. Game on. Yes, you have to be very careful that YouTube don't actually turn around and say, well, we're not going to promote your video because you mentioned a naughty word. Yes, so I have to be very, very careful. Now, Wargaming should actually bring more premium SPGs into the game, and they would make a fortune if they did, mainly down to the fact, of course, that virtually everybody has to get a premium SPG if they want to get a good crew inside their Arty. And of course, Arty was one of the biggest causes of tanks being destroyed during World War II. Yes, they actually worked that out, but they included self-propelled guns or tank destroyers amongst that batch as well. So it wasn't just artillery that actually killed enemy tanks. Now, in this game, the 105 leFH18B2 is a premium SPG with a standard reload of 8.92 seconds, a penetration of 53 millimeters of armor, and of course it's got a wicked fire rate, and that means that it can actually really do a lot of battle damage to the enemy tanks. But it's only tier 5. And so you can only see this one if you're in a tier 7, tier 6 or tier 5 game. You're unlikely to see it, well, you would see it on a tier 4 if you were unlucky. But you're unlikely to see it if you're in a tier 3 game, because that would really be too much. Now, it's sad actually that there's so many players out there who don't know how to play Arty. And the reason they really don't know how to do it, of course, is because there isn't enough premium SPGs for them to work on to actually understand how they work. Arty is a skill that does take a lot of time to actually acquire, and so many people hate being hit by Arty shells that they are rather anti-Arty when they really shouldn't be. They should actually be trying to play Arty so they can understand how they can actually fight against them. Here you can see Mr. B hasn't hit any of the enemy tanks yet, but he will. Oh, and I say that, and he kills the T-52 immediately afterwards with a penetrating shot for 412 hit points. Now, I didn't know that he was going to kill that one on that shot, so it just goes to show that if you learn the skill, then you can get hits on the enemy. And it's all about learning that skill. And of course, if you don't like playing Arty because you don't like Arty, then of course you're never going to learn the skill, and you'll never learn how to avoid Arty. Now, we've lost any spotters who are able to see the enemy over there. There's definitely an enemy in that dip, and now we've spotted an enemy tank in the middle of town. It's a VK3001H, which is now a medium tank. That's the precursor of the Tiger, but a 30-ton tank, not a heavy tank. An OI, which of course is a Japanese super heavy, and a Chi-2. Well, the Chi-2 we're fully dialed in, and that was a direct hit. And you can see our tanks are actually going around the back of the map now. They're actually clearing up in the rear, and oh my god, that shell just missed the Chi-2, but hit somebody who was very close to him at the time. But he gets the Chi-2 with his next shot. And that one bounced off the armor. Okay, we're going to go for the Hellcat. And yes, he got him. Penetrating shot. Now, there's an OI in that square, but there is definitely an enemy tank somewhere in the cap area at the moment. And I suspect that there is an enemy tank getting closer and closer to our position. Rounds out the T-78, just misses. lining up the shot, trying to work out the lead, the amount of lead he needs. Fires it in. Very close. Now we can see that there's an 88 there, but we can't see the VK3001H. And I suspect that VK is in the center of town capping at the moment. And he's only got another 11 seconds before the cap is over. So let's hope that our SU-100 gets a reset, because otherwise this game's going to be over in 2 seconds. Oh, a reset just on the last second. And there's the VK3001H. We're going to put a round into him. And we do. And that's 85 hit points, but 81 capture points reduced. And that means he definitely has got a defender medal. No doubt about that. Mr. B's earned himself a nice little medal there. Always fun getting a reset. Saving your teammates from losing a battle that they could have stopped. There's somebody coming in our direction, and it's a Chaffee tank. And he's getting very, very close, so we need to watch out. We're going to have to defend ourselves. We've got a 105mm main gun, and here he comes. And close range, he shotguns the Chaffee and saves himself. But he's still got a few enemies out there, including this guy, a gorilla. And, oh, well, they both killed each other at the same moment. The gorilla killed the Fifi, and that was the end of the game. Well, that was kind of surreal, because we saw the shot fired by the gorilla that killed us, but we fired in the round that killed him at the precise same moment. So both players ended up getting an eye for an eye at that moment, but it was the end of the game because it was the last enemy, and that meant that it was a victory for Mr. B of BUSA. He got a first-class tanker out of that game, as well as a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. He did get the eye for an eye for killing the enemy that killed him, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12, and he got a defender medal for resetting the cap and getting at least 80 defense points in the process. And funnily enough, that gorilla was his 6th kill, so yes, he did end up getting a top gun as well. And his win rate was 6,034, which is super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 1,811 hit points of damage, but no high caliber, because I'm afraid that wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he doesn't qualify for it. Second highest damage goes to the Challenger, who got 1,807. Third highest damage goes to the AMX1375, who got 1,709 hit points, and he also got a Confederate. When it came to kills, we can see Mr. B got 6. The second highest was the VK3001H in the enemy cap area, or in our cap area. He got 3 kills in that game, and he picked up a Leather Slaves medal as well. And 2 kills went to the Challenger, the SU-100, who also got a nice little reset. If we just check that to show, yes, he got 33 defense points when he reset one of the enemies in the cap area, but he didn't qualify for the defender, not like Mr. B did. And also the OI got 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, yep, he got that one. Mr. B got 999. Yes, he definitely got it in that one. 920 went to the AMX 1375 and 742 went to the Type 64. He fired 25 rounds, which is exactly half his ammo. He got 10 direct hits on the enemy and 3 penetrating shots. And one of those must have been that Chaffee at close range, because he literally blew him away. And it's not actually, surprisingly, the Chaffee was killed at close range, but not with a penetrating shot. The gorilla would have been. No, he wasn't either. Would you believe that? It was the Super Hellcat who got a penetrating shot. The T-52 got a penetrating shot. And who else? Well, the Cheetu, I would have thought, yes. 578 hit points, 1 penetrating round out of that one. So, yes, some very good penetrating shots there. 10 splashes, 1,811 hit points of damage, of which 1,665 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see fair bit of damage done at close range. He received 2 hits, both penetrations, and 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, and he got 89 defense points when he reset the cap where the VK3001H was hiding between the buildings. On a premium count, he actually made 83,056 credits from the game, including a 65,000 credit bonus, and he also picked up 8,094 experience points, including 5,996 for completing a mission. So a very good eye for an eye. It was a pity that he died right at the last second, but at least we got to see the shell that was fired at us just before it hit us, as well as firing in the round at the enemy, and knowing that, of course, he died just moments after we did. So, yes, he felt our wrath as we felt his. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.